Hello my lovely spectators, Dee Dee here. Welcome to my studio. We are going to play with some fabric and we're going to start making some journal covers because I am going to be putting things in my shop and also going to be participating with a local vendor like I did last year, and let's hope things will be a little better. I purchased this off of Amazon, relatively inexpensive. I don't recall the price. I'll put the link in the description for this pack because I do have the Amazon storefront, but I don't put everything in the Amazon storefront because these are not all the things that I use all the time. I rather put things that I use for the most part. Not consumable. This is consumable. It's used and it's gone. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, should I be putting everything that you've seen? So if you see something, you want to go back there and find it. So it has 7 pieces. I bought it because it's green. Green is my favorite color. So we've got this light white florals. Then we have some pink and green with the little flowers. We've got our pink on pink, which is interesting because I thought these were all going to be, oh wait, there's actually 2 in here. So that's 1. And then inside here is this guy, which is nice. So it's funny, like, so then I said I use their suggestions to make the front and the back covers of the journals. Interesting. And then this one we saw. And inside here was this nice little light stripe. That's pretty. I think, you know what, kind of goes. I think we may have a plan here. And then, you call it, we've got this one with this nice check. I like this, really like this check, even though this is really like, this is a lightish green. But anyway. And this guy here is by itself because there were 7 pieces of fabric included in here. So what I'm using this time, so I haven't shown it, but I have another one that I made from like heavy duty books that I have from fabric, no, not fabric ones, what were they, wallpaper sample books, those big giant ones. I cut them down and I made like 12 different journals from them, nice and heavy. Actually, let me show you one. Oh, which is this bad boy, right? So this is one of the items that I'm producing from my shop and also for the thing. This is a builder journal, that's what I'm calling it. It has over 30 different types of papers, and it's Midori style, so that way you can move them around and you can kind of get the groove of making a junk journal your own in that respect. Still some work to be done on that, but then I also want to do with the fold away, which is to use our regular 9x12 guys. And here's my only dilemma is that, well, I did try to close this down. I didn't use enough water, I guess. These things, I don't know if they're going to be troublesome or not coming to do them. So I was thinking to cut them out, and I was trying to do it with the hole punch. So I did a few like that. Let's see if I have them here, because I don't see that people who use the yellow ones having that, mentioning that, and then allow that I've seen a few more different people doing these kind of covers. They did actually use the ones where you peel them off, but I'm buying these in the Dollar Tree, and funny enough, in the Dollar Tree you get a pack of either 6 or 8, I believe, if you have this metal thing. But if you don't have the metal thing and you have the paper strip thing, then there's only 6 for the $1.25. So I was like, grimy. But anyway, so let's take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them that I have already taken. Oh no, 6. 4 of them. So let me grab 2 more and show you what I was thinking about, or what I did do, but then I wasn't sure. Let me, looking for my hole punch, specifically I think it's the 1.5. I don't think the 1 inch is going to work, but let's take a look. I don't recall. So to put this over, right, I can't really get it, and I prefer to use the 1 so that I'm not losing a lot of paper. So I move it over, I lift this up, and then I just go and I kind of take that guy out. So I don't have to deal with that metal piece. So if I decide to put something in here, then I'm good. See, so now I don't have to worry about that bulk. So again, this is another extra step. I don't know if it's worth it for having 2 extra envelopes inside the package to have to do this to the envelopes, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, so I'm gonna take that out. So we'll put this one down. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get 7, and we'll do 7 of these guys together. We'll cut out and just cover these. I already tried to, but like I said, I didn't use enough water, so therefore we're getting them opened, not a problem. So I've been playing with some of the ideas. Usually these are more like a one section, a one signature kind of thing, not section, signature thing, at least from Miss Gail and from some others. But I actually did see for Grace, Dawn for Grace Creations, she did fabric covered envelopes, and she actually had them, what's it called? It was, she was able to put 3 signatures in, which I thought was so cool. I need to cover this, so I'm just going to use just regular, this is barely art. I'm not going to go try to find water right now on the ones that are open now. So we will cover 7 of them in this video. And then, you know, think about, you know, adding lace on the edges, finding stuff for the pockets. I did source out some Facebook Marketplace lace, which was so thin and like very delicate feeling. It felt really actually very lush in a way to me, but maybe I don't know anything about lace, so it could be that it's not really lush at all. All right, so you know what I'm saying? It lays a lot flatter than the other one. And if I wanted to actually add grommets into this to make my closure, then I won't have to worry about hitting this metal piece here. So this is why, for me, you know, I don't know if it's cost effective. Like I said, it's a difference of 2 different types of, what do you call it? 2 different, closures. Oh my goodness, I went blank. All right, let's just grab a pair of scissors. So what I want to do first is, I don't even, like, you guys can see all my stuff here. All the, yes, I have pain medications there, all kinds. Oh, I have another pair of scissors over here. Yeah, you know, I've said it before. I say to you as we start the video, welcome to my studio, because literally studio. And so I wanted to kind of, I need to get back into the swing of things. I have lost my mojo a little bit, but the last couple of videos I was able to do a couple of things to kind of like get some organization done, and I thought that that was a really good thing. So what I'm going to do first, let me get rid of this baggie. Okay, now I would keep something like this to be able to make a window, but it's a little worse for wear, so I think I will just toss it out. Now all of the openings are over here, so I'm going to turn them over, because what I want to do is I want to, well, let me turn them this way first. What I want to do is I need to separate, because for us this is folded in half, and so I don't need both of these. So I can save one for another cover, or for wrapping or covering a journal that is hardback with chipboard or whatever, cigarette box. So we're just going to cut one and put one to the side. Okay, and so with this one being 2 together, I'm going to try to see if they'll tear together. Put a little snip here, and then, yep, perfect. Cuts a little off, but that's okay. Put 2 to the side, and then another 2, and okay, 2 to the side, and then 2 more. Yes. So I kind of want to experiment with having 1 signature in here versus the 2 signatures. That is a possibility. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them out on top of each other. And yes, they did cut a little crooked. Hopefully this is going to still give us enough to cover. So sometimes, you know, you don't know what happens when it comes to the the tearing, what the grain is gonna, I don't know if it's called grain, but you know what I mean, right? How the threads will tear. So let's take this and compare. So, you know, I would never do this and waste all this fabric. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to this side, right? I want to have about an inch around so that I could flip it over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut right about here. And then what I'm doing is I'm keeping all of these guys right here to incorporate into fabric flips, right? This could also be a pocket, definitely. So, you know, keep those extras. We don't have to turn them away. So that's for this guy. Let's grab the other one. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this is still enough space. Perfect. We're going to cut right about the center here to the pattern. I'm going to cut that. Again, another possibility of a pocket. Okay, and this looks good, so we're going to move that to the side. Here we have this guy. We're going to take our not folder. You could do this, I guess, with file folders if you want it. They probably would be a little more stiff than this, so, you know, really depends. Enough that it folds over, yes. Okay, and move that to the side for our stash. Okay, we have that. It's nice and cut. Now this one did come a little short, so let's see what we're gonna do here. That's gonna be good enough. You know what? I think this is gonna be good enough. So I'm gonna switch to this side to maximize what I keep on this side. And we're gonna put this bad boy up here. Now, I do think I want to sew around them. So that's gonna be something new that I haven't done in the channel before. I have this really little rinky-dinky Temu, what is it? Sewing machine. I played with it a little bit. I don't know how to change out the thread. It currently has white thread, which I think actually wouldn't be bad for these fabrics because you know, a darker thread might cause you too much attention. So that may be what I'm gonna wind up using. Okay, got one more here. Let's put it over here. Okay, and then we have the other one underneath. So okay, there we go. So the only thing with well, not really, because let me show you in a minute what I was gonna say. Like, I started a thought and then I stopped. Here we go. Is here. Okay. All right. Is that when we have our journal covers like this, right? We're going to move them so that they're like that. So we have them in the half, right? I'm just gonna fold this one just a little bit, right there, just to have a mark right there. Can you see my finger? Yeah, okay. Is that with these, you know, they're not going to be long enough to make a full pocket. So you would need to kind of, you know, have this part here. So I might want to maybe sew two together and add more of the colors into the other ones. Make a seam that would fall on the seam and then remove these parts so that way I'd have two different color pockets and be able to use these fabrics, because I do have, like I said, I have 7 pieces. Okay, so we've got our 7 pieces of fabric. We've got these little extra strings. We'll pull them off as we need to. And so here's my other dilemma. Sometimes I see them do like this and put this part towards the back, but because I want a smoother back, I'm gonna do it this way, right? And we are gonna use some Fabri-Tac, of course, because fabric. So my thing is that I am gonna take a little bit. I tried to use I did use some PVA or Elmer's white glue, watered down a bit. And I did do another cover on some of the cereal box covers that I have prepped. And it came out cute. Actually, let me see if it's still, let me show you that. But right now, just a little bit of a lightness, nothing heavy. Hopefully it's not going to make any kind of blotches. Okay, so we're gonna do that. right now, and because it came from Amazon, it wasn't wrinkled or crinkled from a shop. Let me show you the other guy. It's like a half a show and tell. So this is the guy that I did with let me smell. Still smells a little bit like Elmer's. So it got a little crushed because, you know, this was for me. I was just doing a test run. I made a topper because of the cactus, and I did a little fake thing here because before I started with the 72, I had gotten the stamp without the 72, but I just added it in. The buggies for the cactus, some different textures. And I added a to Midori style. I like the Midori style. I like the flexibility. And so yeah, so it's a little swooshed in because it was stuck under something. But it doesn't smell too much like glue. But yeah. So this is the Midori style. And I go over it so that I can ensure that 8.5 by 11 is going to fit. And this is one style of journal that I have going on too. Anyway, so we're starting on developing and practicing our third style, which is this guy here. Okay, so now let's attach our fabric. So again, hoping that you can see everything. I'm going to go down here. Before I do that, I still need to attach. This is so thin that I feel like I can do that, but I am gonna put I probably would put, how do you call it, corners on here, but I think that this is so thin that I can leave these fabric pieces. So if you have really thick fabric, I wouldn't normally probably do this. Again, like, I'm trying different things, so I'm gonna put this here like that. First, I'm gonna do all of them, so, like, you know, the time that it would take to cut them. I'm just gonna excuse me, put this up here. I'm gonna put it in such a way so that I could fold over those two edges. I might have to put a little more adhesive on the bigger pieces, which time to get some more. Okay, this over here. There we go. And one of the things that I'm doing, and I don't know if it makes a difference, but to me it seems to make a difference, is I am folding this up a ways that I'm almost making this like a rectangle on the corner here, right? So that I can even out the bulk. Drop my cover, but that's all right. Let's add some more here. All right, so we have those 4 covered. I'm just trying to pick up the little cover on the floor. Yes, I have to cover up my Fabri-Tac. All right, so the other way that I plan to do this is to do it kind of like upholstery style, meaning that when I've seen people do this type of closure or covering, they just go all the way around. I want to do the opposite sides first, so that's going to be what I do. Oh my goodness, this is so hard to press. There we go. We got some coming out. Okay, so I got this side done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up nice and smooth it up like this. Smooth it up so it's nice and straight against here. So that may require a little bit more adhesive right in here because of the fabric fold, but that's okay. There we go. There we go. So once that's up, I like to turn, even when I'm doing the cardboard, that's how I do it. So I'm going to do it like that for this too. Oh, gosh, come on, let's go. All right, here we go. Okay. Sorry that my hand is in the way, but kind of what I got to do to get it done. Okay, so I'll put 3 little strips of adhesive, and now starting to the center, I'm just going to push it up. Okay. If I get a little bit of glue there, no problem. Just going to wipe it off over here. Okay. Okay. Perfect. There we go. So looking decent on the edges. Okay. Now we'll move over here. Let me get rid of some of these strings. Okay. And now we will apply our adhesive across. Okay, there we go. Right through the center. Bring it up. Make sure I'm getting the corners nice and tight. Also, okay, and then up here, making sure I hit the corner nice and tight. Like I said, if I get a little gluey out, just gonna wipe it off in the center because we're gonna sandwich that edge, that paper side in between anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Yep, I'm getting a little too gluey. Let me get a wipe while that sets up a minute. Okay. Because, you know, your fingers get too gluey, then it becomes counterproductive because it's fighting against you when it comes to affixing stuff. Okay. So let's grab this side. And we're going to go like this. And the same thing, up against, push, 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 make a nice tight edge, and then hit the corner. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay. Not bad for my first go around. This one's a little off over here, but I'm not mad at it because we're going to put lace or something across it. Okay, and let me grab the other one. And let's do one other one. I don't think I'm going to make you sit through doing all of these with me because I just wanted to show you my method and tell you about some other things I'm doing, what's going on. And yeah, so I'm going to glue down my corners. First, okay, so let's get it nice and centered. We got our first corner here, our second corner right here, our third corner here, and our fourth one right here. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now that that's affixed, we're going to run across the bottom. The bottom being the one towards me, but you know, do 3 edges, 3 lines. Okay, then again, I'm gonna push up onto the fabric. I think I'm going to use my little wipey to kind of help me with that because it's gluey. Okay. There we go. Yep, nice, 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 nice. Okay, and then we'll go the opposite, upholstery style. And I'm being silly. Oopsie. Do the same thing over here. Push this up. Let's grab my wipe to kind of help me get that up. Here we go. And then we're going to go to the other corner, the other side. Okay. And we're going to push this one up. Okay, that's good. And then we'll do the final side over here. And let me just fix this fabric because I'm a little pulling. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, there we go. Let's take some of the string away. And so we're going to push this up again to the corner, the other corner, and then we will push up the sides. Okay, nice. So we have that. So now these two, because Amazon said so, we're going to marry these two together. So you know what? I'm just going to take a little bit of the fabric tag that's sticking out, not too much. Like I said, I am going to sew. These are going to be a sewed item. Let me wipe this off here and put my little top back on. Okay. Get rid of these extra strings in the middle that's in the way. Okay. All right. And we're going to now position them one on top of the other. Perfect. Okay, and they're gonna match up nice. I'm gonna do that. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna do that. Okay, and then we can add some add some lace on the edges, some ruffles or something. This could be the cover, and then we will fold it like this. That would be so cute with the inside. And then the idea that I said I was having, which was to take two of the other fabrics, let's say for example these two, right? Look for two that kind of have the same height. Let me just use this one for an example, right? If I take these and they have the same kind of height, what I'll do is I'm going to sew them so they'll have a finished edge in the center. And then I can glue down, you know, trim that out, and glue down the rest for some fabric pockets. So that'll be next steps at some point, but I don't know, maybe I'll show you that process of putting the pockets in along with the signature. I don't know, in the next video. You tell me what you'd like to see. But I think I'm going to stop there. So I just wanted to, you know, show you my process of doing my fabric covers using the 9x12 envelopes. And I think they're going to be cute, 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 cute. I have to decide what kind of... Oh, let me go find that lace. Alright, here she goes. So, I think I got a good deal. But again, I don't know. These were table runners, basically. Look at this. This is all one piece. I got 7 of them. But anyway, they are rather big. Right? They would cover like the entire cover, which is also a nice little thing. If you have like a really basic color, you could attach the basic color to, like, I have some brown that is really basic, so this gives me an idea to like kind of attach the brown fabric that has no design and then put the lace over it. That would look like really, really nice. But I'm thinking that if I were to cut these guys down the center, I could definitely make 2 pockets, so to say, right? And if I do that, especially with this guy, right? I mean, look at that. This little fluffy sticking out. Wouldn't that be cute, right? To have it just sticking out the edge. I don't know. Or, I could also maybe put some this way and make a side pocket, one on one side, one on the other side, and have some fluffy sticking out. So the ideas are endless, right? I could cut it right here. The only thing is that it's so delicate and so loose. I don't know why I feel like this is looser than like a regular piece of fabric. Is to maybe have some kind of trim or something down the edge. So let's say, for example, I was to find the height of this. Let's say like this. Find the height, cut the height out. And then so say to this flower here, cut that across, and then because this guy seems to be in the middle, run a piece of ribbon across him that I can sew on both edges. It'll produce some fraying for the top, but it'll be more rigid than this, and then I can make that the top of the pockets. Tons of ideas. Anyway, I like to talk things out, so gladly you have listened, but I've shown you as well, besides me just yammering on. But these are the things that I'll be bringing to the channel the next few videos, until, you know, I don't know, you tell me enough, basta. But I mean, this is what is junk journaling. I've been making ephemera for over the past year. It's time to kind of start thinking about making the things where the ephemera go, and actually showing you that process, me learning, improving, and hopefully eventually mastering. So here are all the potential pockets from this. And then mind you, I have another 7 pieces that I can make into journals that are hardback using chipboard. So maybe I will do another video using chipboard and one of these fabrics so that you can see the difference there, right? There was another idea that I had also too, is that this is fabric is going to get sewed. It is kind of a soft. I was thinking, what about adding like tissue paper or crackle paper, like something that could crackle in between to add a little fun. So, you know, ideas are all abound. Anyway, if you're new and you've lasted this long, and it hasn't been a long video because my videos are longer sometimes, and I'm saying that sometimes facetiously, but please consider subscribing. Please like the video, comment, that would be awesome. I know I've asked 1,000,001 questions because that's what I do when I yammer on. If you've been here a minute and you've always been supportive, thank you so much for your continued support and coming back. Please like the video as well, comment, share, try to make the channel grow. So anything and all engagement would be much appreciated. So until the next time, I will be bringing more journal-y stuff to the table. Until then, I will see you later. Ciao, ciao. Bye.